We are following the latest breaking news surrounding the documents seized during the FBI search of former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home. In a late-night filing, the Justice Department pushed back on Trump's request for a special master to review the records. Prosecutors also allege that the former president's legal team may have tried hiding documents from investigators. Here to discuss is Chief Election and Campaign Correspondent Robert Costa, standing outside the Justice Department this morning for us. Robert, good to see you. So what more do we know about the Justice Department's filing last night opposing the appointment of a third party to review the records seized from Trump's Florida residence?
Good to be with you. This filing from the Justice Department arrived just before midnight last night, and it outlines in a vivid way the state of the investigation from their point of view. It provides new information about what was collected at former President Trump's Florida home, Mar-a-Lago, just weeks ago when the FBI arrived, search warrant in hand. It even provided a picture, a photograph of different classified documents strewn across the floor at Trump's property as an indication of the alarm inside the Justice Department and at the National Archives about the documents possessed by the former president and by the way he was storing them. This filing also states that the Trump legal team and the former president may have a legal challenge or vulnerability when it comes to the issue of obstruction. And what I mean by that is their handling of the investigation and their interactions with the Justice Department.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about that, because the Justice Department outlined a case of possible obstruction against Trump and his lawyers. Tell us more about the information that was revealed here.
What this filing does is it outlines a chronology of how this all has played out behind the scenes legally and in terms of agency interaction. It goes back to the National Archives, their request in early 2021 for President Trump to pack up his boxes from the White House to provide them to the National Archives for processing. When that didn't happen with 15 boxes, it set in motion this long dialogue between Trump's lawyers and the National Archives for quite some time about getting those boxes back. And when the National Archives felt they were not getting that material in a prompt way and that there was likely classified material, part of those boxes of documents, they then engaged with the Justice Department, which then began this investigation. And so where we are now is looking back at all of the different letters and pushes by the Justice Department on the Trump lawyers to do more, to help more, to provide securing of the documents, to provide return of the documents. And there's evidently a frustration again and again inside the DOJ about how Trump lawyers have handled this.
Okay, so Robert, I'm wondering, because this was late that this happened, this filing, have we yet heard a response from Trump or his legal team?
Trump's legal team has added a new attorney in recent days, Chris Kise, the former Florida Solicitor General, to help them navigate Florida's federal courts. And what they've been doing in the last few days is waiting for this filing from the Justice Department. And the Trump legal team is expected today, on Wednesday, to move forward with its own filing in response to this DOJ filing. I know this can sound like almost a whirlwind of filing here, filings there. But in short, what you're going to see today is a response from the Trump team. And then on Thursday, the legal standoff, a Thursday hearing in Florida with Judge Eileen Cannon, a Trump appointee, a federal judge. She will ultimately look at this filing from the Justice Department. She will look at the Trump team's response, and she will make a decision on whether a so-called special master or independent outside attorney is appointed by the court to review all this and be an arbiter.
Thank you for helping to make that clear, because I think you're exactly right, Robert, that people just hear all of this, these legal back and forth and don't necessarily understand what's happening next. Appreciate it.